Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and today we're going to take a look at the first title I'm reviewing from the Hitchcock Classics collection, and that's going to be Vertigo. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today for this review, I've been taking a peek at a few of the Hitchcock movies out of this 4K box set over the Labor Day weekend here, and although I've already reviewed Psycho, I did just go and make sure that the disc is exactly the same in this set, which it is. So the Psycho review remains, and now I'm going to jump on to Vertigo, which is, in my opinion, probably the most well-known movie out of the four, except for maybe Psycho. So again, right now Vertigo is only available in this 4K collection, so there is no standalone. So in order to get this, you will need to buy the entire collection. Just something to note before I jump into this, Psycho is still the only one that is available as a standalone title. So now let's jump right into the review and talk about some of the visual quality and some of the things I saw here with that picture quality in this new transfer. And so Vertigo was obviously shot on film, and so immediately we're looking for a few things, and that's going to be grain detail and how well structured that grain is on the 4K image. And I'm happy to report that this movie is incredibly detailed, and Universal has done an excellent job with the 4K transfer. I actually thought that in terms of detail and just structure that it looked better than Psycho. I really liked the way Vertigo looked. In fact, it almost looked like a painting at times. Like, it was so crisp and clear, and it looked much newer than the movie actually is, obviously, because the movie's 50 plus years old. You know, this transfer made it look like it could have been shot years after, and that's an impressive thing to do. But they have a film transfer to work with. They have 35mm. They obviously did a brand new 4K restoration on that. Now, Universal's well known for their 4K restorations. You think about, first of all, Psycho, Jaws, Spartacus, just to name a few. They've been really killing it with taking these film reels, these film negatives, and turning them into beautiful 4K transfers. And Vertigo is just another one of those examples. It looks incredible in 4K. I'm going to show some screenshots here, especially of detail on faces. And you know, this is taken with my phone camera. Obviously, you're seeing it from 4K into my 1080p video. You're seeing a few different things. So take these with a grain of salt, but you can definitely see that they are extremely detailed, and this is on my projector screen. Very sharp. Now, although detail and grain structure looked great, the thing I was actually most impressed about Vertigo was the HDR coloring. It was fantastic. There are a few scenes that absolutely popped off the screen. I'm going to show you one screenshot here of a bouquet of flowers. I mean, it looked incredible. I was blown away. I paused it. I made sure I had to take a picture of it because the colors really popped. And you know, that was the one thing I was really looking for in this review versus Psycho, because obviously Psycho is black and white. So, you know, while there's HDR grading there, it's not quite the same with black and white. You're really just looking for deep blacks and, you know, good white levels, balanced colors between grays and blacks and whites. When we get into Vertigo, we're really looking for that entire color scheme, and this is the first one I've checked out from the set. It is just HDR10, no Dolby Vision or anything like that, no HDR10 plus, but it looks awesome. I think it looks miles ahead of where the Blu-ray was. That color, the HDR coloring, and that the extra data in there is so powerful when you have these 35mm film restorations, that, you know, the team can go back and do some of these color grading and add this extra color data to the transfers. It helps so much. I need to get somebody on to talk about that because I don't know enough about it, but whatever they do, man, they did a great job here. They really outdid themselves, and I'm more impressed with the color than I am with the structure and the grain and the detail. But overall, this is damn near a perfect 4K image. This is exactly what I was hoping for with Vertigo, and I'm very pleased with what we got. Now, from an audio standpoint, Vertigo is an interesting one because, like Psycho, it has a DTS-X soundtrack, which is unlike the Birds and Rear Window, which have a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 track. So this has the DTS-X, and it does sound great. the biggest thing about Vertigo is, I think, the score, the music. There isn't a ton of like really over the top effects or anything that would make full use of the height speakers and the DTSX and the object based surround. But DTSX soundtracks, I really like them. I actually think they sound better than Atmos tracks in a lot of ways. But this one was very well balanced, dialogue super clear, but the music is what caught me on this, and you really get that almost like an orchestra feel. There is an awesome score throughout the movie, and the DTSX makes it sound incredible. I was really pleased and blown away with it when I first put it in. I'm never sure what to expect with these older movies, how things are really going to sound, how everything comes together. But after watching what Universal did with Jaws and Spartacus and the painstaking detail they go through to rebuild these soundtracks in Atmos or DTSX and take individual pieces out and just rebuild it as this one cohesive unit. If you're a purist, you're going to be looking for that obviously mono or 2.0 soundtrack, which is available, but I really suggest the DTSX. I think it's the best option for anybody who's got that full audio system. It's not going to blow you away, but it's definitely better than what else is available, and the added sound space helps with the surround sound as a whole and makes it a much more enjoyable and more well-balanced audio experience. Now, there isn't a whole lot to talk about with packaging. If you want to see this entire collection's packaging, go check out my last video. I did an unboxing and gave some first impressions of this entire Hitchcock 4K box set. So go watch that if you want to see all of it, but I'll just show you quickly. We just have this in the box set. It is in these cardboard sleeves, Blu-ray disc on the right, 4K on the left. No artwork on the 4K. And then the bonus features, there's Obsessed with Vertigo, which is behind the scenes, Partners in Crime, which is about Hitchcock's frequent collaborators, Hitchcock and Truffaut interview excerpts. There is an actual alternate ending, which is the foreign censorship version. Vertigo Archives, commentary with director William Friedkin, which is kind of a cool one. If you don't know William Friedkin, very famous director. 100 Years of Universal, the theatrical trailer, and then the restoration theatrical trailer, because they put that out as part of this set. I believe that it was supposed to go back into theaters as a restoration, but I don't think that ever happened because of everything going on right now. So that's it, and then it comes obviously in this 4K box set, which you've already seen and which you can see in my last video. So nothing really crazy there, and most of the bonus features were previously available on the Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection, but a lot of these are now on the 4K disc. So that's a small upgrade for special features. I'm not really too worried about 4K, but they are all on that 4K disc. If you want to just watch the movie and then jump right into them, you don't need to take another special features disc out or pop in the Blu-ray to watch them, which is nice. So overall, I am really impressed with Vertigo. If I had to rank them right now, I've watched Vertigo and Psycho, and Vertigo jumps above Psycho 100%. Not to say Psycho's not a great transfer. They did a very good job with that one, but Vertigo is a lot better, and the HDR coloring and the fact that it is a color movie rather than black and white, I think helped it in my eyes just from the eye test. That's how I do my reviews. That's how I do all of this stuff. I don't get into brightness levels and nits and go through and look at bit rates and codecs and all this stuff. It's just purely like, let's put it on the screen and see how it looks, because something could have a low bit rate but actually look great versus something that has a really high bit rate that I don't think looks that good. So this is purely eye test, and for that reason Vertigo jumps ahead of Psycho, because it's a much more appealing image with the color. But I do love black and white in 4K and HDR, so it was a tough one, but I think Vertigo is a little bit cleaner. They may have had a little bit of a better source, in fact, because Vertigo is more consistent, and that HDR coloring plus the DTSX track, it's a winner overall. I would highly recommend it. Right now we don't have a standalone, but if you're buying this collection, you're getting a great release of Vertigo, and certainly the best that it's ever looked on physical media available at home. So thank you for watching this review. Again, there is no standalone, so I'll leave a link to this box set down in the description where you'll get all 4 movies. Make sure to check out my Psycho 4K review from a couple weeks back if you want to know more about that title and some of the cool things that you get in this box set with Psycho. And make sure to check out my last video to see a full unboxing of this collection, and I talk about some of the things that are involved. But overall, a really good transfer here by Universal, a great audio experience, and I'd give it, honestly, it's a 5 out of 5. It's probably going to make my top 10 of the year. Vertigo looked incredible, and I'm so happy because it's such a classic movie. So many people know this movie. This is why 4K is important. We're now getting that best version of it. It's been restored. It's not just sitting on a shelf on some film reel that's deteriorating. We don't have some 1080p or 2K transfer. We got a 4K. It looks as good as it's ever looked, and that's good for film restoration and great for physical media fans. So Universal continues to do a great job on this set. I'd say they're clearly 2 out of 2. We'll check out the other 2, but Vertigo, then Psycho. I'll give my final rankings when I'm done watching all 4. Definitely recommend watching Vertigo. Great movie anyway, but a great 4K. And that's about it. So thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll be back with some more exciting 4K reviews before you know it.